Hello everybody, I'm going to teach you how to install, what is it? Oh yes, LSPDFR and EUP 8.0 along with the couple of optional extras, I suppose. So we're going to start with LSPDFR. However, I think, well actually we'll not do that, we'll start with OpenIV. Now, this is OpenIV. You need to download it from here, openiv.com. Download that, install it. Once you've got that, open it up, it will come up here, and you should have this. You want to click on Grand Theft Auto 5 Windows. You can't use any of these mods on Xbox, PS3 or PS4. So click on this. Now this is your GTA 5 directory. What you want to do is you want to go to Tools, and you want to go to ASI Manager. You've got to see ASI Loader, OpenIV ASI, and Open Camera. Don't use Open Camera if you don't know what it is. ASI Loader, install that. OpenIV.asi, click install on this. Create mods folder. You want to click yes on this. I would also recommend doing allow edit mode only for archives inside mods folder if you don't want to accidentally fuck things up later on. So we'll click yes on that for now. Now we can close that. That's done. Now we'll install LSPDFR. So we'll minimize this for the time being. Now luckily there's an installer. I wish EUP had an installer, but it doesn't. So we want to click on this, LSPDFR 0.41 setup.exe, click yes. Now it's doing this, and it shouldn't take too long. Select your language, we're going to go English because I'm English, I suppose. You've got options that want to install 0.3, just leave it ticked even if you don't have 0.3 installed. It'll install Rage plugin hook for you if you don't have it already. You want to make sure that it's looking for the correct thing. So, for example, mine is in here, but yours might be different. It might say C if you only got one hard drive, D if it's on your second hard drive. So you want to click install. It does it very quickly, which is quite good. Now, I would recommend launching the LSPD first response first time configurator. It says advanced users can skip it, but we're going to do it anyway. Next, please accept the Rage plugin hook license. So you want to show the license. They could be asking for your firstborn, but I'm fairly certain they're not, so read it if you want. I very much recommend reading it, but I've read it already, so we're going to accept it. I lied, I haven't read it. Now, change settings. We recommend disabling the version text rendering and setting all plugins to load at startup. We're just going to click do it for me, because I'm lazy, and so now it's been installed successfully, and this will close. So now if we go into our game folder, we can see we've got plugins, LSPDFR and mods. Now mods is what's known as your mods folder, which OpenIV has created. This is important. Don't delete it. Please don't delete it. You'll get no sympathy if you do. Right. So now what we want to do is we want to click on edit mode up here in OpenIV. Okay? It'll say when in editing mode all changes will be automatically saved. You want to continue. Once that's like that, you see we've got just here LSPDFR, EUP Law and Order 8.1, sorry, well 8.0, 8.1, Serve and Rescue, the LSPDFR configuration for it, and the EUP menu. We're going to install the Law and Order first. Open up the .rar. I recommend using 7-zip for this. I'm not going to show you how to install 7-zip. Now we can see in here we've got a thing called plugins, EUP preset outfits. We'll ignore that for the time being, and we've got just here EUP LNO 8.1.oiv. Drag this to your desktop, or anywhere really, but your desktop is ideal. And then simply drag and drop it anywhere in here. And I see the package installer comes up. You can have a look at all this if you want to bore yourself silly, because it's got changelog and all that kind of stuff. However, if we just click install here, it'll ask us where we want to install it. Don't install it in your game folder. Please don't be stupid. I'm going to laugh at you if you come to me and you've done that. I'm going to laugh at you to your face, okay? Click on mods folder. Now it'll ask you to confirm all this. You can choose whether to do that or not, but you want to click install and it'll start installing. So when it's done, that means the actual uniforms will be installed in your game. Okay? So once that's done that, then the uniforms will be installed. Now we see installation has succeeded, we can run the game and see what we've got, but we're not going to do that because we're not done yet. So we're going to go to EUP and SNR 1.3 underscore, EUP SNR 1.3.rar. You can see there's another OIV file on here. Drop that to your desktop as well. Drag and drop that as well. Install that in your mods folder as well. Install. And you don't need to have serve and rescue, but there's literally no downside to not having it, and it adds medic uniforms, firefighter uniforms. I'm counting on my fingers all these things, but you can't see that, so I should probably stop. But it adds a lot of really handy things, and if you use the LSPDFR configurations, you're going to want it, otherwise some backup will be weird. So that's the OpenIV side of things done, basically. So we can exit out of OpenIV now and go to our regular game folder. We could do this in OpenIV as well, but I don't want to because it's shit. So in Grand Theft Auto 5, you can see there's all this stuff here. Now we want to get our EUP menu first. We want to go to plugins. You can see LSPDFR, that's all we've got. In here, the EUP menu release, we've got documentation and files and all this and whatnot. Now in the plugins folder here, you can see there's something called EUP menu.dll. Put this in there. Now what we also want to do is get our Rage native UI, and we want to go to Grand Theft Auto 5 again, just your main directory where all your files and your archives and your many folders are, and you want to put Rage native UI in here. Don't put it in your scripts, don't put it in your plugins, because otherwise it won't work, and then the menu won't work. You'd be surprised how many people will come to us with this. So that's the menu installed, basically. Now the LSPDFR configurations, this is interesting. This is your LSPDFR folder. It contains all sorts of important information. Now while we're here, we're going to do something very important. We're going to go to lspdfr.ini, go double click into it. You can see it opens a notepad, but it doesn't matter. Now change this to false. It's on true by default, but it will cause problems, especially on older machines. If you've got car mods installed especially, it will cause a lot of problems because it preloads all the models that are being used by LSPDFR, which means it's preloading the cars, it's preloading the PEDs and all that into your game memory, and if you don't have a lot of memory, then it's going to slow things down and make life a living hell for you. So now we're in here, we're not going to touch anything else for the time being, but we are going to go into here, LSPDFR EUP 1.0.3. Now we can see how to install for Noobs 101. We look in here, drag and drop, I'm assuming that means drag and drop, LSPDFR folder into GTA 5 directory and replace files. That's basically true. All we need to do is drag this in here. Now it says the destination has 6 files with the same names. If you've already got other mods, it might say more files, but who cares? We're going to replace the files in the destination. Now I'm going to show you what this is and what we've installed, but you can skip if you want to when we test it in game. As you can see now in data, custom, we've got agency underscore EUP, duty selection, inventory, and lots of outfits. The outfits contain you guessed it, the outfits. The agency contains all the information on what cars and what outfits are used on an agency basis. So that's us done with that. Now let's launch Grand Theft Auto 5 with Rage plugin hook. So we're going to double click on this just now. Now if you're doing this for the first time, it'll say following files might be blocked by Windows. You can unblock those files because it's probably for the best that we do. Now this is the first time installation. Backup game version. I'd click yes on this, but I'm going to click no because I have backups already. Now here is a bunch of settings. Plugins. Now in here, load these plugins on startup. If you want to load straight into LSPDFR, then this is fine. You can have load all plugins on startup. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to not load any plugins on startup because I don't want to. So this is just your kind of go through main stuff for Rage plugin hook. So now the game will launch, and I'm going to cut away and come back to you when it's launched. So we're in game. I've made my way to the police department. Now we've got the configurations and everything installed correctly. So we can see just here on the duty selection, if we go on duty just now with my character. So let's just go on duty here, and then I'll show you how to select all the new outfits with LSPDFR. You can see if we go to police locker here, we can change our agency. Now we can change our outfit as well. We've got LSPD class A, B, C, jacket, coat, raincoat, lots of fancy stuff. Great stuff, really. Same with LSSD, Highway Patrol. No North Yankton State Patrol, but who wants that? I'm gonna just made a bunch of enemies now. That'll be fun. And we've got two Blaine. Oh yeah, we've got Blaine County as well. Here we go. Got a lot of stuff here. So this is an LSPDFR thing. Bit buggy sometimes, but just choose an outfit. Let's just go Class B, confirm. Now we can choose a vehicle or we can go off duty, but we can just press backspace to come out where we are instead. As you can see, the outfits are now working. Got our everything here, and we're on duty. However, say for example, while I'm on duty, I don't want to use the long sleeves anymore. Like, oh look, it's a nice day, and I'm too hot. That's unfortunate. Well, if we have the EUP menu loaded, we can press F11 and it'll bring this up just here. We can go to EUP Law and Order, choose any of these things we want. LSPD, got LSPD Class A with the tie, Class B with the long sleeve shirt but no tie, and Class C. Now it won't always have the radio there, but accessories aren't back, so unless you know what you're doing, don't mess around with that. Or we could go motor as well. We could have a motor Class C, motor Class A, whatever we wanted. Blaine County as well. We could have a high-vis Blaine County jacket as LSPD if we're masochists or something. But as you can see, everything's working. And this is where I leave you, and you can figure out the rest on your own. I don't know how to have fun in this game. I'm dead inside.